Some of the comments I get with regard to vocal damage are so outrageous that I don't know where to begin in dissecting them. Some of them would be really funny, I think, if I played them for laughs. I don't know if it would be disrespectful, because you have to be careful with these sorts of things when you're dealing with people who've been subjected to extreme abuse. And I'm talking about abuse far more widespread than anything we commonly think of. You think of people who have been subjected to far worse and far more common abuse than what we think of. It's still usually something applied to only a relatively small percentage of the population. But with vocal abuse, what I'm beginning to think of as vocal abuse, it's virtually 100%. Practically everybody loses the ability to sing the notes that they could easily do before they went to school. And this happens in such a way that there are these very widespread and utterly, as I would see it, insane ideas of how to take care of your voice, which are just treated as if they're normal. One of them is imagining yourself as an inanimate object. There have been dissections of this with Disney movies like Beauty and the Beast, where you have the dancing cutlery and teapots and so on. And people are so dehumanized that they see themselves only through their job and having to serve someone else. And that's the only time they get to sing, by the way. And so they no longer think of themselves as human. There's an enormous amount of this that I see in comments in regard to my videos, in that people will either say you essentially don't exist, that you're de facto not singing, or that you're an angel or a god, neither of which scripturally sing. There is no actual hark the herald angels sing in the Bible. They're speaking, not singing. And there's no instance of angels singing at all. So it's inappropriate to call somebody either an angel or treat them as if they're not singing at all. But this is, of course, very widespread. To say that your voice is your instrument the same way that you would talk about a guitar is extremely inappropriate, as I would see. Because I was thinking of lampooning this, what if you massaged your guitar's neck, or made it hot tea and poured it down into the guitar, or tucked it into bed and made sure it was comfortable so that it would get a good night's sleep and repair itself overnight. Well, these things, of course, would be nothing like what you'd actually do with a real guitar. They're what you do with your physical voice. But there's no questioning of that when people use these outrageous metaphors. In other instances, people talk and they try to make comparisons to their situation when they're singing, say, in the 4th octave, to me singing in the 6th or 7th octave. I don't think these comparisons all always apply. You can't just kind of let go and let the voice take care of itself the same way in the 6th octave that you can do in the 3rd or 4th. You can't sing on automatic pilot the way some people with dementia or Alzheimer's can still sing after they've lost the ability to talk. They can do that, yes, but they don't sing in the 6th octave or these other high pitches that require so much work and concentration to perform. So it seems to me that there's a lot that people have to deal with, and that's why I get so much opposition and so many of these same sorts of comments over and over and over, and ones in which people's minds are so entrenched that I'd have to keep going at it and keep pushing and trying to look for what's making them think these things. But it seems to me, with the idea of the voice as an inanimate object, instrument, that this must have been implanted at some level below conscious awareness. People just keep repeating these things as if it's normal to think of your vocal cords as a block of wood with metal strings strung across it. And so the idea that you're not human, or that you don't treat yourself as a living organism in trying to take care of yourself, perhaps it gets put in at a level where people don't question it, and then they just repeat the outrageous things they were told and don't know why I'm opposing them when I try to say that this stuff is not an appropriate way, not a productive way of looking at how to deal with your voice.